Welcome to the channel. My name is Matthias. Today we're going to talk about Nova's arch nemesis, Sphinx. You know, it's sort of weird because this guy is a Egyptian themed villain and he's never crossed paths with Apocalypse. Come on, Marvel, this is a fantastic opportunity, and probably the last time I remember Sphinx popping up, at least in my collection, was right before the Thanos Imperative and the explosion of the Cancerverse. It was actually a pretty interesting story arc where we had two Sphinx, like one from the future and another one from the past. And due to time travel shenanigans, we got the return of Namorita, who had died at the beginning of Marvel's first Civil War. Now, that aside, let's get into Sphinx's powers and abilities. His intelligence is above normal. His strength is superhuman class 90. Flight speed unrevealed. For fighting skills, it's established that he has no formal training in hand-to-hand combat. Now, for other skills and abilities, it is established that he has a profound knowledge in Egyptian sorcery. Also, the Sphinx is immortal, or pretty much virtually immortal. Now, for superhuman mental powers, he can control not only magical energy, he can also control the power cosmic with his mind. He can also read minds and provoke hallucinations. He can also shoot out blasts of concussive force. Now, the Sphinx is dependent on a stone that he has on his forehead called the Ka Stone. I think it was established during the Thunderbolts run that the Ka Stone was tied to the Moonstone and the Bloodstone, the one that Ulysses' Bloodstone had. Now, Sphinx's first appearance was in Nova issues 6 and 7, and we discover he's actually the wizard that entered into combat against Moses, that he was under the orders of the Pharaoh, and he was trying to stop Moses leaving Egypt with the Jewish people. Obviously, he fails, and the thing is that since he's immortal, now he seems to want to die, and he ends up sending Condor, Diamond Head, and Powerhouse to take down Nova. Then we have Nova issues 10 and 11, where our hero defeats Condor, Diamond Head, and Powerhouse. And Sphinx is very impressed with the power of Nova. Then in Fantastic Four Annual number 12, the Sphinx not only battles against the Fantastic Four, he also has to deal with the Inhumans, and is actually defeated by Black Bolt. Then in Nova issue 24, Sphinx is able to take mental control over the titular character, and they're able to board the Nova Prime ship with Comet, Crimebuster, Diamond Head, and Powerhouse. And in Nova issue 25, all these characters end up traveling to Xandar, which is the home planet to the Nova Corps. Then we jump to Fantastic Four issues 208 to 213. Now, what happens in this story arc is we have the Sphinx connecting to Xandar's living computer, and he's able to completely tap into the power cosmic, and he becomes insanely powerful. This will lead to Sphinx actually going to battle against Galactus and losing. This defeat will send Sphinx falling through time and returning to ancient Egypt. Then in Marvel 2-in-1 issue 91, Sphinx tries to escape ancient Egypt, but his plans are thwarted by the Thing. Thing issue 34, we have another confrontation against the Thing. The Sphinx falls under the control of the Puppet Master, and he forces him to destroy the Ka Stone, leading to the apparent death of the Sphinx. Then in Doctor Strange Volume 2, issue 27, it's revealed that Sphinx is actually a mutant and had been manipulated by these aliens called the Caretakers. Now, that's the last appearance of this character on this character sheet, but now I remember pretty fondly that one of the first comic books that I ever got was part of a story arc where we had a second Sphinx, a female version, She created this whole alternative timeline where Egypt had taken over the world. It was actually really cool. Very reminiscent of what we're going to get further down the line with the Age of Apocalypse. I just remembered there was a really weird Spider-Man and New Warriors crossover where they had to deal with the Sphinx that very oddly during that time he was like this crime boss. It was one of those 90s crossovers that just went on and on. It was such a drag.